I used to think that having a good plan would make a difference between you having success and not having success, no matter what it is. If it's trying to make a painting, if it's trying to make a video, or if it's trying to start a business. But now my opinion has changed. A year later, since I made that video, I've changed my opinion 100%. You don't need a plan. You need to start taking action as fast as possible. You don't need to solve the problems that you have and the unknowns. You need to take actions and to take the simplest actions that you can right now. That thing is much more important than having a plan, than solving the problems, because almost everybody, when you tell them, look, start this business, I'm going to show you how to really do this. And they go like, but I don't know how to do this, and this. And they start learning about those things. You see, that's wrong because you try to do the hardest parts first. And that is bad. You should do the easiest part first and then see if you learn on the way the things that you need to know about. And that's the point. You should always start with the simplest things that you already know or are easy to deduce. And start right now, taking action, not learning, not thinking, not planning, nothing. If you can do the sales part without having anything, just do it right now. Just do that. And you will guarantee that you will have a plan to deliver the products or deliver the thing that you are doing, the thing that you are selling. Because now you have an incentive that's so big. You promised someone that product and they gave you money. Now it sounds preposterous, but you have to do it. That was the best day of my life. When I sold something, it was the worst and the best day of my life at the same time. When I sold something that I didn't know how to do. I knew that I could learn how to do it very fast, but I didn't know how to do it yet. And in 12 hours, I learned how to do it. In those 12 hours, if I would have done it differently, I would have started to learn, I would have started to just meander about without a project, without the pressure needed. Of course, this takes a lot of pressure. It actually puts a lot of anxiety, a lot of things on your shoulders. But you have to realize that it is absolutely great to have these things, to do it this way. It is so much better than you think because it forces you to actually do and take the right actions, to move things forward as fast as possible. That's why the plan is not important. Because if you have 100 repetitions without a plan, the plan will be so much better in the end than if you would have started with a plan from the beginning. No, start with the action, iterate on the plan after 10, 20 repetitions, and you will have so much more of a good time and a better, efficient product and a better, efficient process. So the plan is irrelevant. What is really, really important is that you take action right now on the thing that you want to do. And by doing that, you really guarantee that you will have a better plan, you will have a business, you will have a painting, a video, whatever it is that you want to do. It's take action right now on the step that's easiest to do for you. And take action repeatedly on that step until you feel bored of it, until you want to move forward. Most people don't realize this. You actually have to take steps towards that thing, repeated steps. If you do not know what the step is and you fear it or you have anxiety towards it, I know it sounds like I'm contradicting myself because I said sell it first, and that creates a lot of anxiety. But when it comes to production, if you don't have anyone to sell to, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, take as many repeated steps in your production system, in your endeavor, and do it until you feel bored of that step. and you want to do the next one, which is really unknown or you don't know about it. And you have this pressure. Now you've built pressure that you've done so many of this step. Because if you do just one, let's say it's scripting for a video, if you do just one, then you're going to not have a lot of pressure. But if you do 25 scripts, then you're going to have a lot of pressure because you're going to be in the back of your mind is going to be like, you did this much work and you haven't done anything. So now you're procrastinating. Now you're lazy. And one day you will have the courage to move on, no matter if it's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is. But you see, if you build up that pressure, but because most people do 20 scripts and then stop, or 20 products and never publish them. I was this person. But if you continuously build and build and build and create a lot of work for yourself, at some point, that dam will break. And that's what happens. You build so much pressure behind that dam that it breaks, it opens up. And when the opening just starts flowing, the water starts flowing in a little bit of a crack, that dam just opens for you. And you have an outpour of results from 0 results for a year and a half or 2 years. Then you start having 20, 30, 60 results and you start catapulting your success. You have to understand that this is what this system creates. It creates a catapult for your success. Once you figure out the next step, it just catapults you because you've done the first step so many times that it is easy for you now. But you see, most people do the first step once and then they want to jump to the next step immediately. No, figure out how to do the first step more and more and more until you have so much pressure behind that dam that you have to take action. Most people do it 20 times and then they take a break. But if I wouldn't have taken a break, I would have had more results. You have to realize that that's exactly what happens. You will have a catalyst that makes you say, damn, let's do it. And you do it. And that's what happens. But you have to have that catalyst of doing and doing and doing. It's not going to be really emotional trigger. There is 2 chances. You either do it because you have a lot of pressure behind the dam, or something in your life, a circumstance has changed your mind and your behavior for that day. It only takes 1 day to actually get over that step. And you do it. But you see, the point is that when you have an unknown, you're never going to be ready. It's never going to feel as if you are ready. So understand that what you need to do is create a lot of pressure behind that obstacle. A lot of pressure. You can create pressure by doing a lot of things, by just doing a lot of things and letting your mind know that this is what you're gonna do. This is the step. This is the path forward. Even though you do not know all of the steps in the plan, you're gonna take that first action or the second action, whatever it is that you already know. You're gonna keep on doing it over and over and over and have this beautiful work that's creating that pressure, or just sell the thing before you've even done it. That's the best pressure. But it creates a lot of anxiety. The other one creates a lot of procrastination and resistance and bitterness. But both of them create a lot of pressure. You do not want to feel that way about you for a long time. I know I don't. I do, but I don't. So the idea is to create as much pressure as you can behind this wall of really you and your results. And the more you do, the more you create that pressure, the more that pressure finds a crack in the dam. And once you find that crack in the dam, it just opens up because you have so much pressure that it overflows, that it just rips apart that beautiful barrage of resistance, of not knowing of everything. Once you figure out that thing that you didn't know, or you haven't really learned how to do, or you have an emotional blockage, whatever it is that it's stopping you from taking really the next step, the unknowns, but you see, if you start with trying to crack the dam at first, that's the problem. You have to create the pressure first. So when the dam really breaks, you have this immense momentum and pressure just pushing you forward. And all of the sudden, from you jump from 38 products to 210 products in about a month. It took you a year and a half to post 14 products, but then it took you 3 weeks to post 200 more products. So that's the point. That's what pressure really, really creates. That's what that flurry of activity in the beginning stages, and continuing to put on pressure on yourself by just doing that thing. You will create so much pressure that your mind will not be able to handle it, and it will be forced to take the necessary step to justify the actions that you took.